Hi everyone, welcome. We're here for you, Taurus, with your August reading. This is your tarot card reading. We're going to be working with a few decks here, but remember that in addition to working with the cards, we're also channeling. So it's kind of like a lucid state of dreaming, and I'm just kind of feeling the energy and channeling it here to you. So at times the energy may go quickly, and at times it may slow down. At times it might feel a bit abstract. It may feel like something that makes sense, maybe literally, sometimes maybe metaphorically, sometimes spiritually, energetically, emotionally, logically, physically, etc., and on and on. And then at times it may feel kind of like something that you can't quite grasp, or that you feel you want to maybe meditate on. So feel free to observe this reading and this video overall as an opportunity to meditate on what it is that you feel you might be experiencing. And so just a heads up, because I know sometimes people visit the channel, and people who've been following for quite some time, they found their way of working with the energy. Sometimes though, I find that people, it's interesting, they'll come back to a reading, and they'll come back and like sort of comment. This was usually back when comments were on. They'd be like, hey Natalie, in the beginning of watching the channel, it was really, really hard for me to understand what was coming through. But then I found my way with the energy. So if you find that you'd like to slow the speed down, if it's going by too quickly at first, feel free. But without further ado, dear Taurus, let's get into it. And any other notes here really quickly before we begin? Taurus, first of all, thank you for your support, of course. Thank you for tuning in, for your likes as well, your comments, your shares. Let's see what's going to be coming forth. We're going to pull a card for each of the days, and I've already been meditating on the energy here for about a day now. And so just kind of seeing what does come through, Taurus, and just kind of getting ready to communicate it yet again to you. Let's see here, though. Now, right off the bat, I see a lot of energy here for you, Taurus. That speaks of maturation. That speaks of knowing what you want. Even if it just simply is saying, hey, I feel that I've exhausted a certain area of my life, and I'm ready to now at least start to explore another dimension, okay, of myself, maybe. I'm hearing my story. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I was getting, as I was meditating, I'm hearing Aquarius with Aquarius. There was something almost at a limit, and this came through in a few readings. Specifically, I think it was the Virgo reading for the full moon in Aquarius, which, by the way, we're riding up on. That's going to be on the 23rd here of July, and I'm filming this, prior to, so a few days or so. But yeah, for a number of you, there's also, I was getting here as I was meditating on your energy, that there is an experience maybe that you feel you really need time to sort of heal from. And, what it comes down to is you kind of just going for it. The healing process, we'll say, right? Where you say, you know what, I want to be vulnerable with myself here as well. I'm hearing that. And we'll see further what this might be alluding to. This was really heavy. The way it fell out felt really heavy. The Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So far we've got, I'm seeing something that you're reconsidering. Okay, Taurus, let's clear it. Yeah, I see you slowing down with something here, big time, saying, okay, I realize where I can go with this cycle, and I see you kind of questioning in a big way, like, is this where I want to take things? Is this what I'm attracted to? Is this what I feel, draws me in? For a number of you, maybe spiritually interesting. For a number of you, maybe this is into your career, and possibly you're at a point where you say to yourself, I really think that I have to start thinking about my next cycle. The Seven of Pentacles sitting next to the Nine of Pentacles. Taurus as well, for a number of you, well, this will really depend on where you also have Taurus in your chart. So if you've got Taurus in your rising, this could be a focus on matters of also how you present in a public way. And so for a number of you, maybe there's something that you want to clear as well. Some of you, though, and I was getting this as was, Nine of Pentacles falling around. For a number of you, there's something that it's a routine, it's a cycle, it just doesn't work anymore. And I'll also say that, energies might manifest over time. So feel free to come back to a reading, okay, months down the line. Feel free to save this video to a playlist and come back to it periodically over time. Let's clear the energy. Yeah, some of you, maybe you actually want to take a break from something even. The Nine of Pentacles, again, on the floor there. And I was going to say, as I was meditating, I feel like there's something that you've come a long way with, we'll say, but maybe it's something even that's just not doing it for you anymore. Maybe for a number of you, you feel like something's just reached like a point of exhaustion. And I'm going to be, again, quite honest there with that. For a number of you, I see you changing the way you approach a certain situation. So it may not be that, let's say, a cycle has completely ended. It's just the way maybe that you're interacting in that space that you feel, or you realize, you know what, I want to make a change with this. So right now, so far, we're working with the Gummy Bear Tarot deck, which is just so cute. This deck is so sweet. It's got the illustrations similar to the Rider-Waite, the general, typical Rider-Waite deck. But we are also, well, it also has, you know, gummy bears instead of humans, so it's a little different, but it's similar. So those of you who are familiar with the Rider-Waite tarot deck, but anyhow, we're also working though with the Wild Unknown. We're also working with the children's spirit animals. So just a heads up here, we'll be pulling again for each of the days, and we'll pull these multiple cards. Now for a number of you, let's clear it. I feel for a number of you, Taurus, like you also really have to call something out here with the World and the Ace of Wands, you know, otherwise it's kind of like the story will just continue. Maybe this is even something that's just kind of like repetitive, and, you know, maybe there's even a lesson here of, you know, when is it that when I know something is no longer working for me that I take an action on in relation to that space. For a number of you, it's time to really maybe even detox. I'm hearing that from a certain, you know, storyline. For some of you, as I was meditating, I was getting that there's something you're looking at, you're saying, okay, you're realizing I don't need to take that approach anymore when it comes to that person, that place, that thing, you know? It's like, really, I really don't have to look at it the way that I did in the past. And for some of you, this is something that is maybe you've let go of actually. I mean, I'm saying that with the Devil, it's karmic. The Hierophant's in reverse, some of you realize it's just not feeding you anymore. And the Three of Swords upright, mirroring the Devil upright, you're kind of looking at it like, okay, it's not really a scary monster, it's just a mirroring even of a decision that I need to make. It's just something that I just don't want to be like looking at as anything, so I'm going to eliminate the way that it does still thrive in my reality. So be it that you say, hey, you know, to bring closure to the space in my life, I want to address it, whatever it is that you feel you need to do to be able to take this off of the back end, a mirroring of your mind. Okay, whatever you need to do to ensure that what was draining you at a certain point in time no longer has influence over you, and that can be something even psychological here. Let's clear it. Yeah. I'm seeing you kind of just saying, I want to be brave here and I want to take this on. I'm seeing a lot of bravery for a lot of signs here coming through for August, so it's exciting. I feel like we're going to be addressing things as a collective that we may have been putting off, okay? And even if it was like, hey, I just never really got to the point where I even started to think about how to address this space, and I'm feeling some pressure on the heart chakra, okay? And if that was the case, I see you kind of getting to a point where you say, well, let me at least bring myself to the point of saying, let's see what we can do about this. The World's coming through. For a number, this is maybe you with someone in the heart. Ooh, that looked like the Hierophant right there for a moment, the Justice card. Some of you, this is somebody maybe that you want to relate to in a new way, and you got the Hangman coming through right there. Some of you realize, yeah, the Ten of Swords in reverse. This is something that's a long cycle, long storyline here, and we're just pulling general cards, and then again, we're going to pull a card for each of the days. We'll also most likely jump into a Celtic cross, pulling from the deep past, recent past, current state, near future, advice, position, hopes, and fears. You lead out with the final outcome. We'll pull a theme card as well, and energetic pathway cards for the current state and the final outcome in the environment as well. Now, for a number of you, I see you also looking at a space that maybe at a certain point in time, Taurus, you maybe really even like respected. It was like the kind of like thing where you were like, oh my God, this is everything. And then it gets to a point where it's like, all right, like I can't really see myself like here anymore. I'm hearing that I really can't also see myself with them anymore. I'm hearing that the Hangman, the Justice card in the World, maybe in this dynamic, like something is maybe at a point. Maybe this is something that you feel someone else is feeling. Let's clear it. Maybe you have a concern here. It comes down, maybe this is even a really competitive space, and you're looking at it like, hey, I'm like not putting in as much as I could, and that's like, this is not going to work out like that. I'm hearing that with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords and the Hangman. If something has been held in a gray zone for too long, I feel like, Taurus, you're going to at least want to talk about it, at least address it here with the Hangman and the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords. For a number of you, there's like at least a decision that needs to be made when it comes to how you will possibly address whatever this is. So maybe it's even like a loan. I'm hearing that. Maybe that you're paying back. This is an example. Okay, it could be, in a number of ways. But, we're seeing new beginnings across the board with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pence, bringing the World forth as well. With the Justice card, it's like, let's clear it. I feel for a number of you, yeah, it's gonna have to become clear. And with the Five of Wands, for a number of you, possibly you feel like, yeah, somebody even, for a number of you, especially if you're dealing with a Pisces, I feel that you're really not excited about where the cycle has gone, okay? You're really not feeling, empowered by the storyline. Maybe somebody even feels bad about the way they treated someone or the way they let a certain situation drag on here with the Magician. And this could be you with you, like maybe in the subconscious mind in some space. It's like, I feel like I didn't really take it where I wanted to take it. Let's clear it. Yeah. And I feel possibly this is even something that, in the front end of your mind you're not really actively thinking about, but there are times where you realize, you know what, this is really, really actually affecting me, and it's weighing in on my psyche. It's weighing in the back of my mind. So that's the space I feel you're wanting to sort of address now. What is it that is affecting me in the subconscious mind? Let's clear it. Yeah. Now we have a few cards upside down. Let's see, they've popped out. It's the Lovers upright and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel for a number of you there's something that's definitely been lingering. It's like, I did not do what I needed to do in relation to that space. It's like I know I need to do this, but I'm not doing it thing. Okay, Three of Pentacles coming through. Yeah, this comes down though to Taurus, your energy levels even. I'm seeing that, simple things like how you feel on a daily basis, how excited you feel, about what you're doing in your life. Like, there's something you're just stripping down, you're getting down to it. It's like passing the theory to the next person. What is it that I'm actively experiencing here? Interesting. Like maybe this is even a cycle that a number of people are experiencing, but you're saying, you know what, I need to take this moment to think for myself, what do I want to do here? And maybe it's even like a rhythm, okay, a pattern, a cycle that a lot of people are involved in, but you're wanting to kind of also really make sure that this is something that fits you truly. So with the Magician upright and the Hangman with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like something has definitely gotten to a point, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like so-called the right thing for you. So again, I feel it comes down to what you feel will be that point of necessity to feel that this is an experience that actually suits you, that fits you, that you are excited to experience. With the Four of Wands upright, I also see this coming, and as I was meditating on our energy before I turned the camera, let's clear it and ground. I'm saying for a number, you're getting really close to a Leo, Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe a number of people here, you're getting involved in a certain space that is maybe going to be collaborative, and you're excited about whatever that is. Or you feel it will really sort of, build momentum for you in a certain direction down the line, especially I'm seeing that with the Four of Wands, right? But for some of you, as I was meditating, I was seeing you kind of really I was getting this feeling that you are taking the time now to smell the roses. And it's interesting because I see that though lending to this overall long-term vision of what happens down the line with your life. I'm hearing it in this way, like where the little steps you take in your lifestyle on a day-to-day basis actually accumulate and add up to, they aggregate to a point of a culmination, okay, of your story even. It's like, where do I feel successful? Because I feel like I am really living according also to my values, my principles, what I see for myself in the future, my future. For a number of you, this comes down to your vision and feeling, honestly, that you're able to be creative, okay? Like in the little ways on a daily basis. So how do we say, maybe you're thinking, you're, again, coming down to it, Taurus, really saying to yourself, if in one day I do nothing that makes me feel empowered, excited, invigorated, what am I living for? I'm seeing you questioning, how does a day that I fill with things that I do not love, okay, lead to, okay, a life that I eventually live that is, as I could call it, my own? It doesn't make sense. I'm seeing maybe there is something that you are even flipping the table with, okay? And it maybe is an illusion with the Magician and the Four of Wands. We're gonna again pull cards to see where it is. What is this experience that maybe you even want to turn inside out a little bit. This can be something that I feel for a number of you've really been even very patient with. Did we just say very patient with? I'm seeing somebody's working on a farm even. Yeah, it's like, what am I doing? Like for what? Like for how much? Like, is it worth it to me? But it's not really even about that, Taurus. I feel that it comes down to, it's almost like really actually exciting because it brings you to question what it feels like, okay, to work in alignment or out of alignment with your values. So it's not really what you're getting, if that makes sense. It's not really like, well, is it like I'm hearing structural performance engineer, take it as you will. It's like, it's not really, does this actually make me money? I mean, does it make me successful? What does that mean? What is success? That's so subjective, right? Okay. what do I feel at the end of the day, the Two of Cups in reverse? And sometimes it's these experiences where it's like, well, maybe on top of that, you felt like you weren't actually getting maybe paid enough or whatever, however it is. And again, what is currency? I'm hearing ledger. For some of you, this is something though where you feel disempowered in your workspace. That's enough for you to start thinking twice about why you're even, not asking yourself, okay, those bigger overarching questions of where am I headed? What are my values? Again, do the daily steps that I take lead to that point of, the long-term satisfaction? I'm hearing movie that I see playing in my mind's eye when I'm in that state of dreaming about who I am in my own story. Wow. So for a number of you, this is a moment where it's even like, how do we say it? I see you even taking, I was getting this as I was meditating. You're taking a break with something. It's almost like that break is something you're not expecting to get, like a moment of clarity in relation to something specific out of that experience, but you're taking that moment for yourself and just saying, I need to step to the side of this cycle. It's almost like a wheel that's moving too quickly for you. And then in that moment, you have a realization, Taurus, and it's like, you know what? I really don't need to be doing this. I'm hearing like this. It's maybe something you realize, like you're working too hard, and it's not even like, it doesn't feel like you're making progress, but according to the metrics of your memory. Interesting. Maybe for a number of you, those moments, Taurus, when you get so involved in a certain rhythm and routine, it's really hard to get out of it sometimes. Maybe sometimes, you even start out with a certain idea. Let's clear the energy. Yeah. At the outset of that experience, you really maybe had a very clear intention. You thought, well, this is where I'm headed with this. And then it got really fucking drawn out, and it got really maybe even dramatic for a number of you. Maybe you got, kind of wound up in a few things here with the Tower in reverse. It ended up not being really what you thought it was going to add up to. I'm hearing that with the Tower in reverse. I see that, you're kind of like saying, hey, hold on. What is going on here? Like, what I'm hearing, where did I go in the experience? And so some of you, maybe you're just working so dang hard. You've been working so hard with the Devil upright. You almost feel kind of like a slave to yourself, but then it's like, that's the illusion. It's like you realize, wait, but who am I actually? It's like, where am I going? What do I want? Where do I see myself in the long term? So, I see you taking a break from like even something that just feels overly materialistic, and maybe you just feel like it's not getting in the right mindset. Yeah. Like you feel like it's possibly not a good influence on you. Let's clear it. Yeah. It's like, I feel like I'm like kind of stuck in the haze. Let's pull a card on each of the days and see here. Yeah, but something physical for a number of you, the Four of Swords. It's even like affecting your behavior. It's like, I'm seeing you even like feeling kind of embarrassed. It's like, I feel like I'm not excited to tell people about what I'm doing here in my life right now. I feel like I'm just not at a point that I feel excited to really interact with people. I'm hearing that. Let's clear it. And to really, get my routine off my chest. Interesting. It's like maybe even have the opportunity to hang out with people. It's like you're just not taking, well, there's something you don't feel like you're in your vibe. You're not really in your mojo, moment as you feel it. The High Priestess, yeah, I see someone feels they've been lacking spontaneity maybe, and a sort of creative outlet as well. So for some of you, maybe there is something here that is really weighing in on you, like it feels like pressure, Taurus. It feels possibly like something you really care about, that you feel that possibly you don't have enough even time or energy to be able to, take on, to address in the way that you'd like to. It's like almost like a parent who's working really overtime. They feel like they don't have time for their kids or, the things that they love. It's really kind of maybe even a shame. Like they're looking in on their life. Again, I'm seeing it in this way, and they're thinking, why have I become this human? I'm hearing it in this way. Like, no, but like, I want to be more than just that. Interesting to this person. Yeah, someone feels they become kind of like a robot. Even I'm seeing that with the Hangman, like robotic. I'm seeing that with the Hangman and the High Priestess. Let's clear. And this could be in a number of ways. For some of you, maybe this is years of energy. You've been working really hard, maybe in a certain field and industry, but it's gotten you kind of like, you are maybe sensing that it's time for an awakening here of some kind. Like I'm hearing, I want to feel more like I'm inviting the, spiritual realm into what I do. And that's perfectly fine, right? And we all, we find that at moments we are ready to, transform what we thought was our ideal. I'm hearing that as well I'm hearing of our own self. I'm hearing our own story. So, don't be embarrassed embarrassed to transform, okay, and take on like little changes here and there where it's like, you know what, I feel like I don't want to take that route home today. I want to take that route home today. You know, I don't want to necessarily walk, you know, up that one hill and, you know, I'm hearing pet the grasshopper like I did yesterday. I don't know what that's alluding to. I'm here on his head. Like, there's just something subtle here, Taurus. It's in the little ways. I'm seeing you unlocking doors, okay, with keys that you know you have, but you've not yet used. I'm hearing that in the manner that I'm hearing you feel you would have liked to. I'm hearing as you intended. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Maybe this is even something related to, let's clear it, your dream. Let's clear it, your soul mission even. Yeah, I keep kind of eyeing this hermit. Some of you are realizing where you haven't been able to really express yourself. Yeah, and it's a moment of like kind of shock. It's maybe even like a moment of epiphany, Taurus, where you're like looking at someone or something and it's kind of like inspiring to you. It's like, wow, look at them. They're able to like have that conversation together. Like, I'm seeing, it's almost like you see a couple even. It's like there's a moment. I'm seeing you you're sitting in a park. You're looking at two people pass something around to each other. I don't know what that's alluding to. It's like, I would really like to have that, like a moment with someone in my life. And, you know, maybe it's an epiphany moment. Again, like in some way, you know, where it's even like existential. It's even maybe a dream you have or a vision or just something that you feel, you sense on an energetic level. It's maybe something just so subtle as even like, yeah, you start to say, you know what, like I realize that I'm neglecting that. I'm hearing that with the High Priestess and the Hangman. It's almost like I feel there's a drought here with the High Priestess and the Hangman. It's interesting we have these two cards coming through so very strongly. They're both associated with Pisces in the Major Arcana, and it's water energy, 12th house energy, Neptune energy. So this is really the Hangman and the High Priestess, you know, a matter of coming down to something here, even confronting something here. Again, we haven't even begun to pull the cards for each of the days. I feel like this is going to be something that we understand more of here with the High Priestess and the Hangman, you know, as we pull those cards. But, you know, just again, letting the messages come forward here. Let's clear it. Yeah, just letting it sort of, yeah, some of you want to communicate to someone. You feel like, you know what, I really did not do this for them. I'm hearing the way that I wanted to. I'm hearing that as well. Some of you really have someone waiting here for you. The High Priestess and the Two of Cups. Like, for a number of you, this is an energy that you know, like, if I were to incorporate this in my lifestyle, and this is something subtle, okay? This is actually something that I feel you know is, like, it's right there. It's readily available to you. In taking is just little moves on. You know, there is something that would have a tremendous impact. For a number of you, you've known what this is, and for a number of you, it's even something that you, again, you know. You're just looking at this space, like, if I were to incorporate this in my lifestyle, my whole lifestyle would change, and I know it. I'm hearing that. For the better. I'm seeing it with the High Priestess and the Hangman. Maybe this is even like an activity you'd like to take on. I'm seeing this related to finances. Yeah, right there. It's funny. The Queen of Pentacles. Right. This is something maybe you want to even like invest in. For a number of you, is this a move? I'm curious. Five of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune reverse. This has to do with like your activities. Okay. Like maybe you're even like kind of you know, discussing something with a number of people here with the Wheel of Fortune reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. You're maybe even like wanting to take a certain experience on here, maybe even with someone. Maybe someone is a little shy though. They're like, I don't know if I should like bring this up, but you know, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune reverse, Ace of Cups upright. I definitely see for a number of you, someone's a little shy. I'm seeing a rose here. It's like, I don't know, like maybe you've been like hesitating here, like I don't know if I should ask them. Ask them. I feel like there's something that pushes you though to kind of take something on and just kind of go for it, to do it here. The Emperor comes through right there on the Devil card. Okay, so let's get all the cards collected and gathered, and we're gonna pull a card here for each of the days, Taurus. Thank you, by the way, again for tuning in, for your likes. Those of you who are liking the video, thank you for liking the video. This is you know, a reading, and they're circulating on YouTube. The likes, I believe, help others find these videos. So if you find that you're resonating with the content and you'd like others to reach these messages in the same way that you have, then feel free to hit the like. Thank you for your support in the many ways that you do express it, even energetically. Thank you guys for sharing your love and your light here in the space as well with others. Let's see those cards on the ground, and then we'll. Oh, yeah, I feel like there's something exciting here, Taurus. Maybe this is even like a trip you want to take, like a vacation. It's just, if that's the case, this is a long needed break. It's even like you've saved up for something here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Chariot. It's like, it's time. I'm hearing that, like, I want to really, like, really, yeah, I'm hearing take the time to really enjoy. I'm seeing that as well on this Nine of Pentacles card. Looking at this little, like, it looks like a mini turkey. Like, really it does, like, sitting on this gummy bear's hand. It's like, I want to just kind of, like, experience. I'm hearing experiment. Like, I don't want to have an expectation. I'm hearing that as well. So maybe this is an experience that you know will lend to that. It's like, I know that if I go on this vacation, or if I, you know, invite this person here, there, that it would be something that would kind of, you know, I'm hearing leave that taste in my mouth. Interesting. Would kind of lend to that feeling and that vibration. Let's get the children, spirit, animal cards. But you know what? Let's first pull. I'm hearing the Fool. Let's pull the Fool. Come on, Fool. All right, yeah, you're ready, Taurus, for a new experience here. I'm seeing that loud and clear. It's even something that you feel like, I want to be daring. Like, I'm seeing you looking at something. It's almost like you've been, like, eyeing, like, someone, maybe even. It's like, I'm tired of not, like, seeing them. I'm hearing that, doing this, like, you know, being with them. Let's get into it already. The Queen of Pentacles upright. So, look, you know, Taurus, I feel like it does come down to what you have already experience. It's like, looking back on that, I see someone who's just been churning like butter. It's like, okay, like, looking at what you've actually done may help you sort of like reflect on, oh, whoa, like, I really saved a lot. I mean, that's like somebody who's just been saving their money and they're not even checking on their bank account. It's like, you know, wow, you know, maybe check on, it's like a reflection point, maybe, you know, like, okay, take a moment and maybe like look back. Okay, what have I done? Again, take time, maybe, yeah, let's clear it. Take time to smell the roses. Now let's continue. The Nine of Pentacles, same exact two cards, Taurus, on the 1st and the 2nd of August. Now again, remember though, that these energies may manifest over time. The sweet spot that I've noted has been about 6 to 8 months. Side note here, yeah. So, you know, let's clear it. Yes, about 6 to 8 months. Feel free to come back to this reading again. Maybe save it to a playlist, and again, you'll be surprised at how it may manifest even a month from now. So let's continue. I'm seeing you're really excited about something here, Taurus. The Lover's coming through right there. The energy is just like there. It's almost like the opportunity. It's like, yeah, I'm hearing, I want to see her. I'm hearing that as well. The Empress. Oh, Taurus, some of you really, maybe, you know, you're really drawn to someone. Let's pull further on this Empress here. The King of Wands in reverse. I feel like you've been maybe shy. You know, you've really been waiting to address something maybe with someone in particular. Let's pull a card on that from the Children's Spirit Animal deck. The Ladybug, notice little things upright. I feel like you maybe even want to introduce yourself to someone. It's like, hey, like, you know, I've been like really, you know, maybe you've been like shy to show that you're interested in someone in some kind of way. The 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, 7th. I feel like for a number of you, there's some factor that has maybe interrupted, like every time, like, how do we say, you're really actively thinking maybe about someone here in a very particular manner, but there's like a factor that keeps coming in that is like making it complicated. Can we say that maybe there are excuses being made here and there, possibly? You know, but there's definitely something here with the Empress and the Judgment card that's getting kind of like annoying even. It's like, like maybe, but it's like not actively, it's passively, it's in the subconscious mind where you maybe don't realize that, you know, the cards that keep coming in between you. It's like, let's clear it. It's like I'm seeing you wanting to walk over to someone, but you're looking at someone across a street and there are so many cars passing by. It's like, I don't know if like I actually